Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be filming a 3 demo look on the Carli Bybel eyeshadow and highlighting palette with BH Cosmetics. This palette has been out for a little while now and I've had it for a really long time. But a lot of you guys have asked me to do a 3 demo look on this palette, so here I am doing that for you guys today. Before we get started with the 3 demo looks, I just want to give you guys kind of like an updated review. Now that I have this palette for over a year, sometimes your feelings can change about certain items. Kind of want to give you a little update for those of you guys that are a little bit curious, or if you never saw my original review and demo video, I'll also link that video down below. But yeah, if you guys never saw that video, since it was filmed a really long time ago, I would give you guys my thoughts on this palette as of today. So in my initial review video, I remember me recommending it to you guys and I really do love it, and I still recommend it. You get 21 shadows in here. They are eyeshadows and highlighters, and you also get a mirror in here as well. It's a very big palette, and for the price, I believe it's $21, but I think I saw somewhere that it's gonna be discontinued soon or something like that. This has been out for a while. It is limited edition, but they always say things are limited edition, but they always stick around for a really long time. You know what I mean? But yeah, this is the eyeshadow palette, and I think from this palette you can create a variety of looks. You can create very natural warm looks or natural purpley mauvey looks to dramatic cut creases like what I created today. Some of these highlighters might not suit your skin tone. Like definitely this one I could not use on my skin because it's just way too dark, but you can use these as eyeshadows. So you have like 21 eyeshadows for like a very affordable price, and I think that's great. The eyeshadows are amazing. I would say the mattes are a little bit harder to play with. If you are comparing to ColourPop, I prefer ColourPop's formula just a lot more. I think the mattes in here, they are nice, they are pigmented, they blend out nicely, but it's missing something. I feel like it's missing a little bit more pigment. It's just missing something. It kind of looks a little bit dull on the eyes. But as for the shimmer shadows, like these shimmer shadows are so stunning. All of them are so beautiful, and after doing this 3 demo look, I definitely want to, you know, keep this palette out and play it with more, because there's just like a lot of beautiful shimmer shadows in here that I think is so stunning. So overall, it's a good standard palette, but for me, I just don't gravitate to this palette as much, and that's just personal preference. I personally would prefer it and go to like my ColourPop Give It To Me Straight or Perception palette. It's just, those are the palettes that I like to keep on my top shelf. This is a palette that I do like and love, but it's not like top shelf material. Like it's good, but it's not like wow. So hopefully you guys can get my general feel about this palette. I do think it's great, and I still recommend it to you guys because I think for the price it's amazing. The highlighters are beautiful and stunning. We're all different. I know for some of you guys this might be your holy grail palette, and I totally get why it would be, but for me it's just not, but it doesn't mean I don't love it. So hopefully my little updated review gave you kind of a gist of how I feel about this palette. Again, I will leave my original video down below, also with the links to go buy this palette if you want to, because I just want you guys to save some money. If it's on sale and it's a good palette and you guys been wanting to get it, I'll let you guys know. I'll leave it down below. That being said, if you guys are interested in seeing my 3 demo looks, I created a natural look, I created this cut crease, and I also created a smoky eyes. And all of them are very easy to create. I made sure that everything was at minimal steps. I'm really trying to take in your feedback. You guys want more natural looks, and you said you like cool tone looks on me as well, so I'm trying to incorporate your feedback. Hopefully you can see that from this video and onwards. You can see that I'm not gonna create so many cut creases, because I know not everybody gravitates towards that. So maybe I might just keep 1 cut crease per video, maybe 1 natural look, and then the 3rd look can be my choice or something like that. I don't know. I'm still working on it. I'm just trying to take your feedback in. So yeah, with that being said, if you guys are interested in seeing those 3 looks, then just continue watching.
I've been trying hard to keep my cool, but when you're near, there's nothing that I can do. When you're walking in, I know it's true.
So let's go ahead and get started with look number 1. This is more of my natural makeup look, something that you could wear to work or school, just perfect for an everyday daytime glam. Taking the first shade in the first row, I'm going to use this as my transition shade. This shade is quite similar to my skin tone, so it doesn't really show up too much, but we will go in with a different shade after to deepen it up, but we just want to get that base of a transition shade down first. Just putting that straight into my crease using windshield wiping motions. Taking the third shade on the first row, I'm putting that all over my lid, blending it up towards the transition shade. This shade is a little bit darker from the first shade that we used, but it's just gonna deepen up the eye look a little bit more, and it's gonna appear on my skin tone a little bit more since the first shade was very, very similar to my skin tone. And then taking the last shade on the third row, I'm going to use this to line my lash line, just like a really thick fat line, just to give some definition to the lash line since we are not wearing lashes. I'm also going to take that same shade and just run that on my lower lash line from outer to inner corner. Taking my Odyssey in Modestar eyeliner in the shade Coffee, I'm going to use this to tightline my upper waterline and also my bottom waterline. I just feel like brown is a lot more natural, that's why I went for brown instead of black. I am now curling my lashes and applying some mascara to my eyes. You want to give your lashes a good curl since we are not wearing any lashes. You want to make them just pop out a little more. Lashes will complete this daytime easy natural makeup look. I'm gonna take this rosy toned highlighter. I'm gonna use this shade to highlight my cheekbones, the bridge of my nose, my brow bone, and also the inner corners of my eyes as well. And as easy as that, that is the completed makeup look for look number 1. For my lip color, I am just wearing the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade Abu Dhabi. Moving along to look number 2, I wanted to create something that was a little bit more dramatic and a little bit more smoky. Taking the third shade on the first row, I'm going to use this as my transition shade, putting that straight into my crease using windshield wiping motions. Then taking the third shade on the third row, I'm going to start putting this all over my lid space, blending it up towards the transition. I'm first just swiping on the color, just blending it up into that transition, making sure there are no harsh lines between the two. And then taking the last shade on the third row, I'm going to put this all over my lid once again, but I'm not going to really blend it up towards the transition shade, just focusing it mainly on my lid area. And then taking the fourth shade on the third row, I'm going to put this all over that dark brown shadow, just all over my lid. I first like to stamp it on the center of my lid and then just blend it out towards the outer corners and also the inner corners. I did use this shadow wet as well just to get the most metallic shine. Taking the second to the last highlighting shade on the bottom row, I'm going to put this right on the center of my lid just to brighten up the eyes a little bit and really bring out those gold reflex. Taking the third shade on the third row, I'm going to use this on my lower lash line from outer to inner corner, just really smoking it out. And then just taking the darker shade in the palette, I'm going to push this up against my lower lash line, blending it towards the first shade that we placed down. And to highlight, I'll be using the light gold highlighter on my cheekbones, my brow bone, bridge of my nose, inner corner. You guys get the deal. And this is the completed look for look number 2. I decided to give myself a brown wing liner instead of a black. I felt like it made my eyes look more sultry and more smoky. But for lashes, I am wearing the Serene Lite from House of Lashes, and for my lip color, it is the NYX Cosmetics Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade London. And for the last look, you know I had to create a half cut crease or a cut crease of some type, so this is the most dramatic look out of the 3. I'm first taking the second shade on the second row as my transition shade. Once again, just putting that straight into my crease using windshield wiping motions. And then moving on right next to it, taking the third shade on the second row, I'm putting that in the outer corner of my eye first, stamping most of the product there. And then whatever left on my brush, I slowly like to bring that into the inner part of my crease. I just uploaded a tutorial on how to create a half cut crease. It's a 30-minute long video. I go very in depth on how I create my cut creases. I'm gonna leave a card for it here if you guys are interested in seeing that, because in my demos, I don't like to go too detailed in what I do.
I know it's true. It doesn't even matter how.
And then I'll be taking the last shade on the second row, and I'm going to put that in the outer corner of my eye once again. I'm doing the same motion as the previous shade that we just used, but on a smaller brush. And when you use a smaller brush, it's going to pack on a little bit more darker as well. So we're slowly creating that gradient. Taking some concealer on the back of my hand, I'm going to start cutting out my crease. I feel like I've explained this technique so many times, and I do encourage you guys to go watch my cut crease tutorial, my very in-depth one, because like it's 30 minutes long. I go very in-depth, and I don't know, I just feel like I don't want to explain it every single time I do it, so I'm always just going to reference to that video. But you can clearly see what I am doing with makeup tutorials. Sometimes it's better just to see what I'm doing instead of listening to me explain it to you guys, if you know what I mean. I'm taking the second highlighting shade on the bottom row, and this is going right on top of the concealer. And like I said in the beginning, you can definitely use the highlighters as eyeshadows and they work just as great. Keep in mind, I did wet my brush to use the shadow as well. And then I'm just going back in with that medium purple shade just to blend the two shades together by just patting where they meet. Taking the darker shade in the palette, I'm just going to deepen up the outer corner just a tad bit. And using that dark purple shade, I'm going to use this on my lower lash line from outer to inner corner. Using the ColourPop Creme Gel Liner in the shade No Shame, I'm going to use this to line my bottom waterline. Using the first highlighter on the bottom row, I'm going to use this to highlight my cheekbones, bridge of my nose, brow bone, and inner corner. I'm using a very light hand with this because it is very, very light for my skin, and if I go overboard, it is going to create a grey cast on my skin, so I'm just using a light amount. And that is it. That is the last and final look completed. I am so obsessed with this. I completed the look with some wing liner. For my lashes, I am wearing the Serene Lite. And then for my lip color, I am wearing the NYX Cosmetics Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade Stockholm. Okay guys, this is going to wrap up my video for today. If you guys did enjoy it, be sure to give it a thumbs up for me. It would help me out so much. And also, if you guys could comment down below your favorite look out of the 3, that would also help me out a lot as well. I kind of get a general feel of what kind of looks you guys like to see. More natural, more dramatic. If you guys could just comment which look was your favorite in the comments down below, that would help me out so much, and I would love to hear your feedback. But yeah, that is everything for this video today. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!